Hi, and welcome to this slightly unprepared and rather chatty video. So I was on a hiatus during August, and one of the things that I was thinking about during my hiatus is this channel and the growth of the channel. I saw a video by Karen from The Roving Reader, which I will link below. She gave some tips on how to make your channel explode, and that got me thinking. The tips are good, by the way, would definitely recommend looking at them, but it got me thinking about, do I want to explode my channel? How do I think about growing this channel? I'm a small booktuber. I started 2 years ago. I think I have about 250 followers right now. It's small, I think, even compared to other people that started at the same time as me. I don't have a lot of followers. And I'm fine with that. I like the quality, the quality of the contacts that I've gotten made through this, the friends that I've made and met. I love how my reading has changed, the projects that I've become a part of. I've been really enjoying the experience, and I don't really look at the numbers. But I've been thinking, why don't I look at the numbers? And is me saying I don't care about the numbers just a way to protect myself? Because do I not care about the numbers because they aren't what they could be? Well, apparently not. They aren't huge because I don't have 500 plus, because I don't have more than 1K. Am I saying I don't care about the numbers because if I cared about the numbers, then I would had to change things, and apparently I'm not willing to do that? Or am I willing to change but scared? Because right now I say, and I do also feel, but do I feel to 100%? I say I don't care about the numbers. And I don't. But I have tried sometimes I think, but if I change this and this, maybe that would be more interesting. Maybe I would have, because the one reason that I would have to grow the channel and blah, 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 is to have more connections. If I like the connections, then more connections would be good, right? Better chance of finding friends, of discovering new books, etc., etc. So that's good. But I would have to put in some effort. And I've thought in the past of, okay, but if I make more of this, or maybe I should try this and that, then maybe that would change things. Maybe I would find new connections. But at the end of the day, that's not something that I find myself doing. So, for example, I've thought about preparing my videos a little bit more and having, I don't know, less rambling, more to the point, and interesting thoughts about books. And for that I would have to sit down and really think a little bit more about the books that I'm reading. But at the end of the day, that's not something that apparently I'm willing to prioritize. I love just sitting in front of the camera and chatting. And yes, sometimes I film a second time because I wasn't happy about how I rambled the first time, and then I rambled differently the second time. At the end of the day, it turns out that I'm not willing to put in time differently. And one of the reasons I think, and that's what I've been thinking about, is that I'm scared maybe of, hey, if I do put in different type of effort, if I do my best and then that doesn't change, then it really is just me being uninteresting. And I know that's not the case. Everybody is interesting in different ways. Nobody can be everything. I don't want to be everything. I want to be myself. I'm planning on continuing reading the books that I read. I'm not planning on reading anything differently, but I could talk about it differently. I could edit things differently. I'm not wanting to be different, but I could present things differently. But as it turns out, I'm not doing that. And am I not doing that because I'm protecting myself? Or am I doing that because, honestly, I'm just fine with the way things are? I don't know. It's probably a little bit of both. I was also, another video that I would recommend is one by Anne Novella that I've discovered recently. She talked about her channel struggling and why that is. And her conclusion was, well, one of the reasons that there are not a lot of people that are following my channel is because the books that I talk about are not well known, and she loves discovering books that are not well known and talking about her gems, and she's not willing to give that up because that's what her reading is like. And I, first of all, love that, and I totally agree with it. I'm not willing to read different books. Sometimes I look at the books on my shelves and I think, oh, maybe if I read this in that way, then I could make an interesting video. But at the end of the day, I'm not willing to only take certain books from my shelves and read those and make a thematic vlog or a thematic video, because I like reading all over the place. And I like, see, I'm a normal person. When it comes to reading, no. When you talk to people that are not on Booktube, they don't find you a normal person. But when I come to the things that I think about books, I don't have very deep thoughts. I don't see a lot of layers. There are a lot of things that I miss in books. There are a lot of things that I misinterpret. And I like that that has been changing with my reading changing and reading more in depth. But at the same time, I think, see, do I like or do I just accept that it is? I am just the way I am, and sometimes I think that I like the way I am to protect my feelings and be okay with not 1,000 people being interested in me. And sometimes I am genuinely really happy with who I am. I mean, I have a great life. I love the place that I live. When I was a child, rambly video, like I said, I wanted to have an adventure. I was reading all of these books, and all of these children, you know, were saving people, were discovering mysteries, were going into haunted houses and finding treasures. They had these pets that were wonderful, etc., etc. Everybody was going on adventures the whole time, and I wanted that. And it's only when I was 12, I think, when I read The Lord of the Rings and I met Frodo, that I realized not all adventures are good, and not everybody wants adventures. Frodo does not like all the shit that is happening to him. And when now I look at my bookshelves, there are not a lot of happy books on there. I think most of the people in the books aren't happy. Well, hard things happen to them. Adventure's not necessarily a good thing, and I'm happy with all of the things that I'm going through. Like I said, love the place I live. Every time I go for a bike ride, it's a mini adventure. I mean, I'm happy when I see a sheep. That's generally something that is going to make my day happy. So I'm satisfied. And maybe this thought process of wanting to grow my channel and not wanting to, and am I not wanting it to protect myself, maybe the conclusion is I'm fine with being how I am, and if that means that the metric is less followers, then that is fine, because right now I feel it is fine, and at other moments I feel, well, but I would like other people to also think it's fine. And I think part of growing up is learning more and more every day through ups and downs, that what is most important is learning to love yourself and be happy with what you do. And that is why I make videos, like I made a video last about a French classic about Les Rougon-Macquart, La Fortune des Rougon. Not a lot of people are going to be interested in that, but I love doing it. And I think that's more important. Right now I think that it's more important. And I'm okay with not changing my reading. I'm not going to change my reading. I'm okay right now with me being rambly, me having thoughts that maybe other people find less interesting. That's fine. And sometimes, yes, I wish more people would find it interesting, because sometimes I need validation from outside. And I'm really happy that I'm able to focus on the validation from outside that I do get. I'm happy that my boyfriend doesn't watch my videos, but does always open them and like them. I'm happy that a couple of people that I know ask me about the books that I've read. I'm happy about some of the people that I've met through this. Really, really happy about that. And I think, yeah, I'm okay with having a small channel. I'm okay with not wanting to grow it right now. And I'm okay with that being also a way to protect myself and not... I'm okay with this part of my life not being one that I'm willing to push too much. And maybe at one time I will want to push too much, and push, and that will not have results that I wish, and I have to deal with it then. But right now, at this moment, because I think this is very much a snapshot in time, or of a space of mind that I'm in right now in general, and that if I would sit down at a different time, I would have very different thoughts, and I would be, of course, I would want more followers. I would love it if what I do with just being me and not putting in too much effort was something that everybody was like, wow! It's not the case, and right now that's also fine. So those are kind of my thoughts on growing, or in this case, not growing my channel. I'm going to continue doing whatever it is I'm doing. And maybe things will change, and maybe things will not change. And when I say things change, I don't mean the following, I mean what I do. Yeah. So that was this rambly video. If you have a Booktube channel, I would love to hear your thoughts about this. How have you been looking at the growth, and what have your feelings about it been? I think it's a very interesting thing to talk about, and I would love to have more exchanges about it. So I'll see you in another video, maybe one that I will have prepared more, maybe not, because who knows, life is a mystery. Okay, I'm gonna shut up, bye.
Ba-chum, ba-chum, chum.